Izzy, what do you make of the tanking situation in the NBA? Because for me, well, let's get your thoughts first. For me, it's an easy fix.
You want me to fix it? I think it is a huge problem for the league. I think it is probably their biggest problem. You got Mark Cuban over here saying that fans should embrace the tanking and almost cheer for their team to position themselves properly and get the net. I just think it's not how fandom works.
Right.
I think I like the idea of look, as a Miami Heat follower growing up, I really, really, I would say, got into them as a team in 1995 when Pat Riley got there. He's still there, and there's still this constant, it's basically like a whole community push to get better. It's like, hey, we know we're doing this for you. You guys are there to support us. We're always going to try to be good. Let's do this together. It's just that community feel. You get it a lot with, soccer in the UK with the Premier League and all their divisions. It's very communal. It's just a lot about the community around you, and you get that sort of feeling with the right franchises. With these other franchises, some of them rather, where you're trying to create that same feeling, but you have this tanking thing constantly, you lose the trust of the fans, you lose the interest of the fans, and then eventually you just don't have the same relationship with them. And I think that's just strictly the danger of it. Eventually when you detach from the fans, when you have different interests, you're not going to feel like you're going at the same goal together. And I feel like that's where, again, the fan just kind of pulls away and says, I'll check the highlights. I'll see what I like about basketball, but I don't feel that emotional attachment to my team anymore.
So as it relates to Mark Cuban's comments about the fans should embrace it, they should root for their team to lose, I think he's right. I think the way the league is legislated right now and the rules suggest that, hey, if you want to get better, the quickest way to do so is by being bad and being really bad. And so the rules are the rules. So Mark is just saying, hey, if we're going to abide by the rules of the worst team in the NBA gets the top pick in the draft, of course you should root for your team to lose or tank, for lack of a better term, tank the season, because that's the quickest way to making it to the playoffs, to getting your team and organization back into contention.
If it was where you have a team like Miami, I'm glad we used this example, or I used this example, because if you don't do it regularly, right? If you just have to come to terms with, man, this year we got to do it. There's no projection of us doing anything good. And if you look at the draft, we could really change our fate pretty quickly. Let's all lean in together. You know what I mean? It was like suck for luck back in the day. Mm-hmm. Teams were all right, let's do that because I'm good with 1 year.
Suck for the you-know-what.
I'm going balls to the you-know-what.
Suck for the wall. What? That kind of stuff, I could get into it. But when you're a team that has done it multiple times, when you are the Washington Wizards, which you can't even figure out if they're tanking or not, or if they just lose all the time, right? That's where the danger is. And when half the league is doing it, then you might as well just get rid of half the league because you're not really going to have that connection to all these fans. So while I do agree with Mark Cuban, and if you agree with him, great, for a team like, I don't know, the San Antonio Spurs over the years, hey, one of these years, let's tank for Tim Duncan. Boom, it worked. Great. Yes. And now they're right back on board.
Right.
That I'm okay with. That's part of, sports in general when you have new people coming in and roster turnover through the draft. But to constantly be doing it and then hope you get lucky one out of those, 10 times over 20 years that you're purposely losing, come on. That's just not a fun league to follow.
With the Spurs, was that more a lucky injury to David Robinson? They weren't trying to tank. When you have David Robinson, you're trying to win. Robinson happened to get hurt. They got the number 1 pick in the draft, and they ended up with Tim Duncan.
So regardless of the circumstances, that when it was a David Robinson injury, but with another team, or even the Miami Heat in the year after that they won the championship, where Dwayne Wade gets his shoulder injury and is not the same player, you could look at yourselves and say, hey, I think even the fans would be okay with us tanking this. And then they, conceivably, let's just go back in time, have the worst record in the league, get that number 1 pick, get Derrick Rose, pair Derrick Rose with, Dwayne Wade, and the rest is history, what could have happened there. So, I totally understand what he's saying with that. But when half the league's doing it and you can't have a race to the bottom, it's just not fun.